Hello everyone. Today I thought I'd do something different. Instead of doing a bass cover, instead I'm doing a video on how to improve at the bass, help beginners or if you're starting out or whatever. So let's dive in, shall we? So the reason I'm doing this is because I've been playing bass it's 2024. I've been playing bass since 2019. So that's 5 years. I've been playing bass for 5 years. And some of the things that I did to help me improve, I'm sure, would be helpful to you guys as well if you're watching this. So I'm just trying to pass on my knowledge to you guys, trying to be helpful. And I'm going to do it in a way that doesn't involve any cringy punchlines or whatever like some of these other bassist YouTubers. They give us regular bassists a bad rep for being weirdos. So first is one of the most important things. You gotta fret near the end of the fret right here. If you do it towards the beginning or near the middle, it's gonna sound weird. Here's an example. You hear how it gets all ringy, but then when you get here, it sounds clean. That's what I mean. Always do it near the end of the fret. That way it sounds cleaner. Next tip, if you're having trouble fretting or whatever, do what's called the spider technique, where you would do this. And then you would get faster. It takes a bit of practice, but eventually you'll get it enough. Another thing that may help you get better is start by playing some songs that you like. Start off with some easy songs. And here's the thing. A lot of people start off with like the easiest stuff like Smells Like Teen Spirit and Another One Bites the Dust. Yes, you can start out with those. No one's stopping you. But if you're trying to show people, do not use those songs. People are tired of it. And they'll be like, really? Trust me. Another thing, and this is a pretty big one, because when people do bass, they want to start slapping right away. Here's the thing. Forget it. Just, if you're starting out, forget slapping. It is so overrated. Okay? You don't need to do it right when you're starting out. It's not important at all. I myself am a very, very experienced player. I am not the best when it comes to slapping, and I do not care. Because it's not important. So do yourself a favor and don't worry about that until later. One other thing that may help is practicing finger picking. So, you know how you would do this? And I know a lot of people when they're beginning out, they have a lot of issues with being able to do that. So you just got to keep practicing eventually until you're able to do it at like much faster speeds and tempos. And always when you're picking, don't put your thumb up here. I used to do that when I started out. Don't do that. Always rest it right on the pickup. It's very easy to pick from there. Another thing to keep in mind, when you're starting out and when you're beginning, like you're a beginner, practice with a 4-string. Don't do a 5-string or a 6-string. It may be too overwhelming and too difficult for a lot of people. So start out with a 4-string until you get better. Then you could switch to like 5-string or 6-string if you're a really super heavy metal person. But when you're starting out, start with a 4-string. It'll help you get better a lot quicker. Trust me. Another thing to keep in mind. Blisters are going to happen. When you're playing and you're finger picking, blisters will form on your fingers. It's inevitable. It's just a rite of passage for a bassist. It's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. But in return, the skin on your fingers will get tougher and will allow you to play better. So it's not all bad. Also, just like the memes say, a nail clipper is a bassist's best friend. You always want to keep these 2 nails clipped right here. That way it doesn't sound super weird when you're trying to finger pick the bass. Trust me, you don't want it to sound weird. Another thing, if you're having some extra trouble, now bear with me on this one, you should try Guitar Hero. The reason for that is it helps a lot when it comes to fretting and dexterity in your fingers, and it actually helped me a lot. So I'm sure if you try it, it might help you too. It depends. Your mileage may vary, but it helped me a lot, so I'm sure it will help you. Another thing to try is do a little more fretting and a little less sliding. Here's what I mean. So a lot of people, when they start out, and I was guilty of this too, when they play, when they're trying to go from one note to the next, they'll just slide when it doesn't require sliding. So instead, just do some fretting. Like, use your other fingers. It'll make things a lot easier and help you get better a lot quicker. Another thing that beginners should do, especially since a lot of them make this mistake, always make sure your instrument is in tune. Because you don't want to sound weird and off key because you're playing and your instrument is not in tune. So do yourself a favor and pick up one of these. And then later on, when you get better and you start doing live shows, then you can start switching to tuning pedals. But for now, use this. It will help you tremendously. Always got to keep your instrument in tune. And that is all the advice I have for you now. If you liked it, or if these tips helped you, or you did them yourself to get better, be sure to leave a like. Tell me that these things worked for you. I always appreciate the feedback. And if you want any more tips, let me know in the comments. And if you want to keep watching my stuff, subscribe. I always appreciate it. I always appreciate the support that I'm getting from the people watching this. It means a lot. And I got a new thing for you to increase interaction. In the comments, tell me what your favorite design or finish is for your instruments. You could tell mine is sunburst. I love a good sunburst. And thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Deuces.